Amnesty International says Syria's brutal civil war remains the most urgent crisis. Amnesty's Tirana Hassan recently visited the Turkish-Syrian border at Kilis, where 58,000 newly displaced refugees have massed waiting to cross to Turkey.
Who were basically fleeing relentless airstrikes from Russian and Syrian forces. And we documented cases of airstrikes against schools, against hospitals and against civilian homes. Russia and Syria are targeting civilians and civilian objects, and that most definitely is a war crime.
Turkey has refused to open the border. The country is already hosting more than 1.5 million Syrian refugees. Amnesty says Europe must do more.
Europe has basically tried to make Turkey its border guard, and that is not working out. The people who are at the Turkish border right now are absolutely desperate, and they're resorting to using illegal smuggling routes. And we documented multiple cases where Turkish border guards had been firing live rounds on refugees.
The Syrian crisis sits against a backdrop of a deteriorating human rights situation globally, according to Amnesty's latest annual report.
The UN Security Council and the so-called international community continues to watch helplessly as Syria faces a complete meltdown. But it's not just Syria. Iraq, Yemen, Libya, Burundi, North Korea are all in a precarious condition.
The Amnesty head went on to warn that the systems designed to protect human rights are under attack.
Countries that have signed up to the Refugee Convention are shamelessly flouting it in the face of millions fleeing war and persecution. Many African countries have clubbed together, threatening to walk out of the International Criminal Court. At the regional level, the European human rights regime is under threat.
The Amnesty report highlights some successes in 2015, including the release of 3 Al Jazeera journalists detained in Egypt and the opening of an international criminal court investigation into the situation in the West Bank and Gaza. Henry Ridgwell for VOA News, London.